Welcome back to Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development. Yes, I am back. I'm not dead. Just took 2 weeks off because I'm sick. And then I got better. Then I got sick again. And even this morning, I was in the nose. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I guess I'm okay now. Well enough. What I can do is I got a bunch of stories. Oh my God, I got too many. So we're just going to get into this. Again, it's Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development. I'm going to have a gin and tonic. And then I'm going to read off the stories of some wonderful religious people doing some wonderful religious things. All right. I think I'm trying this with Munster. You know, one of those caffeine drinks. Well, maybe gin and caffeine and Munster. I don't know. Anyway, it's very hyper. Anyway, it's either here or there. We got stories we got to get to, and there's a bunch of them. All right, first one. This happened a while ago, about 2 weeks ago. Whenever I got sick, I wasn't able to read it. So we're going to have some more recent ones. Anyway, let's get into it. Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development. Here we go. Youth pastor charged with, can you guess it? That's right, rape. Brian Cassidy, 33, is a youth pastor at East Bone, I'm sure it's not Bone, it's B-O-N-N-E. Although it was Bone, that'd be interesting. Bone Terry Baptist Church. That is how he knows his victim, authorities said. Cassidy was arrested and charged last week. And this is from KSDK in St. Francis County, Missouri. The show me state. Show me that cock. All right. A youth pastor, show me state, is it? I don't know. Who cares? A youth pastor was accused of sexually assaulting an underage girl, and police think there could be more girls who were assaulted. Really? They never stopped at one? That's interesting. It happened in St. Francis County in East Bone Terror Baptist Church. A bone. And police documents show one of those assaults happened inside the church, because why not? Because God is watching. God is watching us. God is watching us commit rape. Some neighbors, like Jeff Walker, who live in the area, was outraged that it happened so close to home. I'm always outraged when rape happens close to home. I want my rapes to happen way away from my home. Brings down the property values. It's a sick world. Anybody that does anything to a kid has got to be sick, Walker said, going really out on a limb on that one. Walker has lived right across the street from East Bone Terry First Baptist Church for almost 20 years. He was shocked to learn about the crime that happened inside the church he used to attend. I wonder why he stopped going. I know God forgives, but once they've done it, they will keep doing it, Walker said. First off, you don't know that God forgives because you have no evidences of God. But anyway, documents describe a 13-year-old girl having full intercourse with... What? Documents describe a 13-year-old having full intercourse with 33-year-old Brian Cassidy on 2 occasions, one inside the church and another near the girl's residence in Bloomsdale. What was the need for full intercourse? Just having intercourse, or just having, I don't know. She had full, not just, not that half-ass full intercourse. Right in there. You got it right up in that 13-year-old snatch. Police said the victim attempted to blackmail Cassidy by threatening to come out about him raping her. Oh, this is interesting. In the conversation, police said Cassidy made numerous incriminating statements in reference to their sexual activity. He was later arrested and is now being held on $150,000 bond. Police said the victim attempted to blackmail Cassidy. So wait a minute, Jesus. This 13-year-old, what is she, watching soap operas? Like, you've had sex with me. That's rape. I'm going to blackmail you. I want your money. What a weird, Jesus. So, this is a 13-year-old victim. And she comes off not so great. It's so bizarre. It's like right of a Knots Landing or something? It's devastating. I mean, a person does this stuff, they need to be locked up and the key thrown away, Walker said. Get with Walker. This is the only guy in town they're interviewing? Neighboring County St. Genevieve is also investigating Cassidy for the same crime, but with a different minor. Well, this guy's got to mix it up. Deputies said there could be more charges on the way once prosecuting attorneys file charges against Cassidy as well. And there's more of that. I just love it. So she gets sexually abused by this guy. She's like, I'm going to blackmail you. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's no pun intended. That is some fucked up shit all around. But, I mean, obviously, ultimately, he's the bad guy, right? Because he's the rapist and he's having sex with another girl. But still, she's blackmailing him. What the fuck is that? Oh, my God. I'm making sure my mic's still there. This is like right out of total soap opera shit. Anyway, a former Greene County youth pastor arrested on charges of child seduction. This is from WBIW. A former Greene County assistant youth pastor was arrested Monday on a level 6 felony charge of child seduction. Not a level 5, not a level 4, not a level 3, not a level 2, not a level 1, level 6. Blah, blah, blah. That is some leveling up, man. Indiana State Police, others in Indiana, by the way. Did I mention there's Linton, Indiana? Or it's in Linton, I don't know. I guess that's in Indiana. Indiana State Police Richard Clune says 30-year-old Joel Jacobson of Linton is accused of having inappropriate contact with a juvenile. See, that's what you say, inappropriate contact, not full intercourse. According to court documents, Jacobson was a former assistant youth pastor, because, of course, at Bethel Baptist Church north of Linton. If you're new to this, youth pastors always up to no good. I'm sorry if you're a youth pastor, but why are you watching this? Let me tell you something. Keep your kids away from the youth pastors, because ultimately he's trying to get into the kids' pants. I'm just saying. I'm not saying all youth pastors are molesters. I'm saying the molesters we hear about are youth pastors. All right. But here's something a little different. Islamic preacher held for sodomizing, can you guess it? Yes. A boy in a madrasa. Yes, okay, here we go. This is from the website called DNA. I don't know what the DNA stands for, and nor do I care, but this is the story. The predominantly religious society of Kashmir. Oh, I'm going to Kashmir now. I'm out of the States. I didn't even realize I'd done that. Predominantly religious society of Kashmir has slipped into a shock. We were just walking that. Oh, I'm in a shock. Slipped into a shock after an Islamic teacher allegedly sodomized a student inside a madrasa in Baramulla district of North Kashmir. See, people make a big deal about Islam. See, they're pedos just like all the other religions. What do you want? It's either all equally horrible. All right, police have arrested the teacher and booked him under Section 377 and 506 of Ranbir Penal Code, RPC. Indian Penal Code is not applicable in Jammu and Kashmir, given its special status with the Indian Union and separate constitution. I'm going to move myself over or something. All right, anyway. See, I'm sniffing. All right. The accused teacher, according to the complainant, closed the door and forcibly sexually assaulted the victim, he said. Accordingly, police lodged a first information report and put the investigation on the fast track. During the course of its investigation, medical formalities were completed and the statements of witnesses were recorded. Accused, who was evading arrest, was finally arrested by police on Saturday. They usually avoid arrest. Said Imet Yatsi, spelled Imtiyaz. That's not true. I guess sometimes they do just can themselves and like, all right, you got me, I'll come in. No need to come to my door. I'll head right down to the police station. You can arrest me there. Police said further investigation in the case is underway. This is not the first time when an Islamic preacher was arrested for sexual assault. Really? That's happened before? An Islamic preacher was sexually assaulted before? What a weird thing. Whoever heard of something? Not really. An Islamic preacher sexually assaulted. I'm shocked. I really not the first time. In November last year, shock, outrage, and anger gripped Kashmir after an imam and head of Islamic seminary allegedly abducted and raped a 30-year-old married woman in his Darul Uloom in the border district of Kupwara. What the fuck is Darul Uloom? I guess that's an area of town. No, but he married one in his Darul Uloom. I don't know what that is. But anyway, he did that to her in there. 30-year-old married woman. Well, hey, she was an adult. In 2016, an imam allegedly sodomized an 8-year-old boy. See, we're getting with the 8-year-olds. With boys again. And little boys. In Haman, an enclosure adjoining prayer hall used in winters to keep the room warm. Okay, that's what Haman is, where he raped the poor little boy. Of a mosque in Palam district of South Kashmir. I am shocked that is not the first time. All right, let's moving on. Next story. Greensboro pastor arrested on child enticement charges. He's enticing the child, ladies and gentlemen. This is from WXII in Greensboro, North Carolina. A Greensboro pastor has been taken into custody on 4 counts of indecent liberties with children. A Greensboro pastor has taken into. A Greensboro pastor has been taken into custody on 4 counts of indecent liberties with children charges. With children charges? The fuck? Indecent liberties with children. What's the... Hey, that's what it's in the article. The article I put out. Kenneth Fairbanks, 61. Oh, they're going up. Most of these guys were in the... You know, they were like in their 30s or under. 61 was arrested. That means that guy's been fucking a lot of kids before he finally got caught. If he's 61, this is not his first child fucking. Attempted child fucking. Kenneth Fairbanks, 61, was arrested Thursday afternoon as a result of a year-long investigation. So he was like 60 when they first started the investigation. Police said the crimes allegedly happened between 2004 and 2011. Family members confirmed to WXII 12 News that Fairbanks had services as pastor of the Faithworks Ministries. Yeah, I bet he had services. Fairbanks is being held in jail on $2 million bail. Doesn't get any more detail than that. And we move on to the next story. Oh, here's a classic. Retired St. Mary's Catholic. Yes! Oh, how we missed them. Like, hey, we're back to the originals. Of course, Catholics aren't the originals. Child pedos. Hey, what started this whole thing off? What did we first like? What was like the big child sex scandal was among the Catholic Church? I'm sorry, but that's just true, Catholics. Don't blame me. J.L. Calvin. All right, retired St. Mary's Catholic Church. Why is anybody a Catholic? I don't know. Retired St. Mary's Catholic Church. Why is you're a perfectly intelligent person? Whatever. It's your life. You wanna put a little wafer in your mouth and pretend it's the body of Christ. But here's a pedo. All right. Anyway, retired St. Mary's Catholic Church pastor arrested on child sexual exploitation charges. Investigators with the Idaho Attorney General's Internet Crimes Against Children's Unit. Boy, that is they need an SVU for that, or a Law and Order for that one. Internet Crimes Against Children Unit. And he arrested Friar W. Thomas Fuscher on Friday after executing a search warrant on his Boise home. Boise! So this was in Idaho, as we know. Anyway, this is from WKTVB is where I got this story. And again, Boise! A retired pastor from St. Mary's Catholic Church in Boise was in Ada County Jail Friday night. This is a couple of weeks ago, whatever. This is not a new story. On multiple felony counts of sexual exploitation of a child. I assume he's still in jail now. The Idaho Attorney General's office said 72-year-old, oh my God, 72. You know that guy's been pedoing for a long time before he got caught. They had 61, 70. You know, this is not their first rodeo with the child. The fucking. A 70-year-old Thomas Fuscher of Boise was arrested on Friday. Right? So the investigators with the AG's Idaho Internet Crimes Against Children Unit arrested Friar Fuscher. Didn't hang out with Robin Hood, on Friday after executing a search warrant at his Boise home. Officials said the investigation began after a tip from National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They said they give him a tip. Friar Fuscher was booked into the jail on 10 counts of felony sexual exploitation of a child and 1 felony count of possession of a controlled substance. So it was fucking them and getting high, which is sweet if they are adults. You want to fuck a dude and you're an adult. You're both adults. That's good shit. But children, that is not. I'm obviously, that is terrible. I'm not. I do like. Generally, it's obviously disgusting. I'm a comedian. I'm trying to make it a little light. Because you gotta. You find the hilarious side of the child molestation by priest. Gene Fatness, is that a name? Gene Fatness, a communications director of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Boise, said Friar Fuscher had been retired for about 3 years. Now retired from that child fucking. He said Friar Fuscher had preached a couple of times over the last few years since retiring, but not retiring from that child fucking. Fatness, if that's a last name, said that as a pastor of the parish, Friar Fuscher said masses at St. Mary's Catholic School and interacts with students and adults. A little too much interaction with students, apparently. According to the church's website, Friar Fuscher was raised in Boise and graduated from St. Mary's Grade School in 1959, which probably means he himself, unfortunately, was probably molested. Let's face it. He was ordained in Boise in 1971 and held numerous deaconal and priestly assignments in and out of Idaho, most of them involving in and out of a little child. Fairness said Friar Fuscher came back to St. Mary's around 2002 and 2003, because that's where the good fucking happens. Faintus said the church hasn't heard from families about whether any children may be alleged victims. He said parishioners are bound to be horribly shocked. Why? You're in the Catholic Church. What do you think is going to happen? Don't leave your kids alone with a fucking friar or priest. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. All right. Yes, they're not all pedos, but it helps. All right. Faintus said the church hasn't heard from them. I said that already. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Boise issued the following statement Friday night. This is a statement from the Catholic Church of Boise. The Roman Catholic Church Diocese of Boise has learned of the arrest of Reverend W. Thomas Fuscher, a retired priest and former pastor of St. Mary's Church of Boise. Because of Father Fuscher's retirement 3 years ago, he has not held any pastoral assignments since that time. Because of the seriousness of the allegations, Fuscher will be unable to minister in the Diocese of Boise in any way. Well, that's nice. Glad you guys came to that decision. The diocese will cooperate fully with law enforcement officials in their investigation of him fucking them kids. All right. Allegedly. Moving on. Next story. Rushville pastor and wife arrested. Hey, listen to that. Wife and the pastor arrested. And of course, the pastor is a man and the wife is the wife. It's God forbid it should be, no pun intended, that it should be a pastor arrested and Rushville pastor and husband arrested. That's not going to happen. Not that the woman we're in charge of probably wouldn't. Let's face it. How much child fucking will be going on? How we don't know this is child fucking. We just said they were arrested. All right, so this may not be a pedo thing. I do arrest. The fact that there's mostly pedoing is not my idea. It's the fucking religious people doing it. I whatever they're arrested for, if they're a priest, a minister, a rabbi, whatever, I read it. So if they're doing bank robberies, that's what I would talk about. I say it all the time, don't I? Do I need to explain myself every fucking week with you people? All right. According to police, the Rushville pastor charged with molesting young children. Okay, so, all right. The Rushville pastor charged with molesting young children is in trouble again. Oh, he's in trouble again. So he's molested and this time he's arrested with a wife. All right, let's see what's going on here. The couple, that's the pastor and his wife, the couple landed in the Rush County Jail after a scary and perhaps criminal confrontation with their son's girlfriend. All right. The husband and wife were charged with criminal trespass. Okay, see, not pedoing. He was charged earlier with pedoing, but this is not pedoing. The husband and wife were charged with criminal trespass, but the incident sounded a lot more serious to Rushville Police Chief Craig Tucker. They put themselves in a position that could have been greatly injured or killed as a result of not leaving the property, Tucker said. Sunday afternoon, the pair came to a home near downtown looking for their son and had a heated conversation with the woman inside. The resident felt concerned for her safety, so she went back into her residence and retrieved a firearm that she lawfully possesses, the chief explained. Great. Motherfuckers with guns, even better. Religion and guns. Primo shit. Primo. 70-year-old Gay Evans saw the gun, but was apparently not going to be scared off. Who is Gay Evans? I guess he's the pastor? Yes. Gay Evans is the name of the... Gay Evans is the wife, sorry, and Gary is... so Gay and Gary. 70-year-old Gay Evans, that's the wife of the pastor, saw the gun, but was apparently not going to be scared off. You're not scaring me with your gun. Gay Evans actually tried to take the firearm away from her. Well, that's a smart thing. Yeah, because the barrel, the part that's pointing at you, that's the part you really want pulling towards you, because that shit won't go off. Gay Evans actually tried to take that firearm from her, Tucker said, and the potential to be really bad. The woman back inside and put her gun away. So here's my gun. I'm going to take it from you. All right, I'll put it back then. All right, fine, I'll put it back. According to the police, the victim caught the couple peeking through the windows into her house. Oh, they are freaks. Then looking into a car. Jesus. That's when she grabbed the baseball bat, came out the door, and ran them off. She was very tenacious, Tucker said, and then she got a gun later. I love this. We're looking at the cars, looking at the house. Let's see who else everybody else is fucking. I'm in trouble with fucking some kids. Let's see if anybody else is doing some good fucking, honey. Come with me, darling. Darling, let's go out and see the fucking. Let's see if anyone's in the house. And then the car. Rushville police arrested 72-year-old Gary Evans in October. The church pastor is suspected of molesting 6 young girls at the church where he ministered. Evans is charged with child molestation and several other sex crimes. And then he goes out with his wife and goes out and see who else is having sex, I guess, and looking through people's homes. Although they said they were looking for the son, so they want to see the son fucking. You fucking this old lady? Investigators believe there's no connection between the two cases. Okay, when they arrested the couple Tuesday, police say Gay Evans gave them a hard time. She received an additional charge of giving the cops a hard time, I guess. I don't know. That's what the story is. I mean, there's more to the story, but I'm not reading more of that shit. That is that one. All right, moving on. Oh, we're down to what? 1, 2, 3 stories, ladies and gentlemen. Montana, is that Montana? It's MTN. Church youth pastor, of course, allegedly wooed girls with gifts text. The youth pastors are dirty bastards. Dirty bastards. This is from the Mail Tribune. I don't know where that is. Maybe as we read it, we can figure it out. 3 years after a Medford church burglary sparked the seizure of dozens of videos of minors undressing inside his home. Oh, Jesus. A former youth pastor is scheduled to stand trial on child pornography charges in federal court later this month. So he's put up a video of watching kids undress. Good stuff. A judge denied a motion Tuesday to reschedule Donald Courtney Biggs' February 26th trial. That's coming up soon. According to filings of U.S. District Court in Medford, dozens of witnesses will be called to testify against the former, Mountain MT, of course that's what MTN stands for, Mountain Church youth pastor in a trial anticipated the last 2 weeks. So it's a mountain, but where, what mountain we are? Medford Mountain, I guess. All right, anyway, recent filings by U.S. attorneys provide new details in the case against Biggs, 39, alleging he secretly took videos of minor girls changing at his home during church events and on church trips to California between June 2012 and March 2014, because when they're going to California churches close, that's the time you really want to record them. I don't know why that. Anyway, but he was recording kids. Anyway, Biggs faces 9 counts of using or attempting to use a minor to produce a visual depiction of sexual explicit conduct, and 3 counts of transportation with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. The more than 40 witnesses federal prosecutors intend to call inside include minors. Biggs has been tasked with supervising at church activities their parents and church employees. So parents, church employees, and that they gave over to him. So hey, here's some kids for you to look out for. You go off to your church in California or wherever, and he goes like, thank you for giving me the children. We have the children. I'm not going to say that. The more than 40 witnesses, federal prosecutors, I said already, minors were anticipated in church activities, are anticipated to testify that Biggs often encouraged messy activities or pranks that would grind children to change or shower during church activities, and advised girls to bring a change of clothes, according to prosecutors. At church camps, Biggs allegedly would design punishments such as covering a kid in syrup and flour. Jesus Christ, this is a fucking freak. Minor girls and minor boys will use different bathrooms, and boys are often ostracized or isolated from the group, court documents allege. Other witnesses, U.S. attorneys have interviewed, described one-on-one meetings between Biggs and minor girls at the church and coffee shops. The documents say Biggs would pick up minors from school to take them to lunch without parents' knowledge or consent. Would give girls back and shoulder rubs. Would instruct girls to lie to their parents about where they were going and would buy the clothes, the documents claim. Biggs allegedly texts some girls several times a day with phrases such as, love you to the moon and back, you are beautiful, I love you, I missed you last night, according to court documents. Inappropriate text messages sparked an investigation according to a document filed Monday. At the end of November 2014, police first arrested Biggs following a report of inappropriate text between him and a minor, but police prematurely closed the investigation without reading the messages after the victim's father told police there was nothing wrong. That's good police work. Hey, we found out about these texts between you and your daughter. And the father said, it's not a biggie. They go, all right. The father says it's not a big deal. Let's not even read the text. That is fine police work. And moving on. 2 more stories. Two. Then we are done. All right. Queen's teacher. All right, we're up to date now. These are 2 more recent stories. Queen's teacher removed from yeshiva post and amid child molestation accusations. This is from the New York Daily News. My friend Marshall sent me this story. I think I have it twice here. Yes, Marshall sent me this. Marshall was so it's only one. I have this twice. I'm sorry. Marshall, I used to do a recording with where what the hell was it called? Offending Joe or triggering Joe or something where I'm supposedly upset, and he says something and I rant to this is pre Trump being in the White House. Anyway, and I predicted he wasn't gonna win. Anyway, but the weird thing about that is, like, I recorded that, and then we stopped because he was busy. His wife was gonna have a baby, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I keep doing these, so who knows what my deal is. Anyway, the interesting thing about that is when we stopped doing it, we just stopped, and it never occurred to me, because this shows you what a great business person I am. It never occurred to me, like, there may be people watching this who want to know who the fuck Marshall, because he was off camera. He's like this. I'm talking to the camera right now. This is me, but he was off camera feeding me, not logical questions. He's asking me stuff and debating with me a little bit back and forth. And he's not, and I'm assuming, because I think no one watches these things, that everyone knows who the fuck Marshall is, because I know who Marshall is. So I assume whatever friends of mine are watching this, the Marshall is, and who are my friends? I have none. So no one's watching this. So I'm like, who's... And it turns out people I'm getting emails like, I guess we'll never find out who Marshall is. Oh, duh. Marshall's a good guy. You should, if he does a video, I'll let you know. Queens teacher removed from yeshiva amid child molestation accusations. He's in Marshall is now in the South doing stand-up. Unlike me, I do stand-up. No one's booking my black ass. All right, anyway. Not bitter. Queens teacher removed from yeshiva post amidst child sexual molestation accusations. This from the New York Daily News. A veteran yeshiva teacher was removed from a position as prosecutors continue to investigate accusations that he sexually assaulted a little girl for over a year, the Daily News has learned. Stanley Kleiman was arrested in December for molesting a then 11-year-old's breast and vagina with his hands and inserted his finger inside her body on more than 2 occasions, according to the criminal complaint. Guess the age. Kleiman, 62. That means he's been doing this a long time. He didn't start this shit in the 60s. I'm telling you that right now. He didn't start this at 61. Kleiman, 62, is a 5th grade Jewish studies teacher at Yeshiva, Darshi, Torah, in Far Rockaway, and is far better known as Rabbi Yorel Kleiman. He's going to be better known as Prisoner 62825 or whatever. He's an excellent teacher, said Yaakov Bender, Dean of Darshi Torah, where Kleiman is employed for 30 years. Oh boy, 30 years. But he's a good teacher. Yeah, I'm sure he teaches very well how to put that finger in the child's pussy. Brooklyn Yeshiva will pay $2.1 million in child sex abuse settlement. Good. Sue these motherfuckers. Sue them hard. He is very well liked, he added, noting the school has never received a sexual harassment or abuse complaint against him. Did you even try to look? Was there any effort to find out? I doubt it. 30 years, and yeah, I'm sure he's only molested one kid. Granted, assuming this is true, but then they paid $2.1 million in the settlement. Would you pay $2.1 million and no shit happen? Because let me tell you something. I can have $1 billion. I am not giving someone $2.1 million and there's nothing there. I'm sorry. I'm paying you no, I'm not giving you my money and I've done nothing wrong. I will keep you in court forever. No way that's happening. $2.1 million. You didn't do your job. All right, anyway. Or maybe your job was like, hey, get the kids to the rapey rabbi. The rapey rabbi. Still, Yeshiva removed him from his 5th grade classroom and placed him on paid leave after the arrest. We're still going to pay him. Oh, Jesus. What is he, a cop? He's a wonderful, wonderful person, Bender said. Oh, this guy is a class act himself. But until it is cleared up, I can't have him in the classroom. No kidding. No kidding, Bender. Well, there's her name. He's a wonderful little person, Bender said, but until this is cleared up, I can't have him in the classroom. Not because I believe this is true, but because I have to be cautious. You are an asshole, you prick. A source familiar with the case said the girl told her therapist about the abuse and then reported the allegations to the police. The abuse happened between September 2016 and September 2017, according to the criminal complaint. Parents of children in this class have been notified, he added. He's going to be cleared, he said. I really believe that. Alrighty. So that's why you paid out $2.1 million, because he's going to be cleared. Kleiman posted $10,000 bond after his arraignment and is expected to be back in August as prosecutors continue to investigate. A grand jury has not indicted Kleiman on the charges that if convicted, he faces up to 7 and that's the end of that. I mean, there's more to the story, but you can find it in the Daily News. I'm not reading any more of that. All right, so that is. How do you like the lighting? It's kind of weird, isn't it? But I got the windows over here, and I got a light over here, so I figured, that'd be enough. I don't know. Listen, I'm lucky if you can even hear me. Who watches these? I don't know. That's sad. I'm a sad person. Why do I do these? I don't know. This is something I do. Anyway, I'm Mr. Dixon. This is Mr. Dixon's Arrested Development. So I'm going to thank you for watching these, and see you hopefully next week. I won't be sick again when I'm like, I'm all stopped up. I can't talk. Don't talk to my nose. Now, well, through my mouth, because my nose is all stopped up. I don't know. You know what I mean. Anyway, see you next time. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to press the button now. Goodbye.